after 30 years of working in corporate America, my company eliminated my position. So after they eliminated my position, I told Julie, let's work on that trailer.
All I got to say is, wow, I'm blown away. This is the nicest place I've ever seen. I wish I lived here. And that's saying a lot. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my next video. Today, we're in for a treat. How many times have you heard me say we're in for a treat? But we really are in for a treat. This is the most spectacular build I've ever seen. So get ready to have your socks blown off. Grab them now while we're getting ready. So this is Roland and Julie. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
And you are in a really pretty unique situation here. Your setup is really amazing.
Well, thank you.
Start over here with the van.
All right, so over here we have our Class B, our van, RV, and then we have a kitchen tent. On the other side, we have our utility trailer that we just remodeled.
And it is gorgeous. And you just said it was the nicest home you've ever been in.
It truly is.
So how long have you been on the road?
2 years.
Yeah, full-time for 2 years.
And what brings you to the road?
You, actually.
Okay.
And we listened to everything you had to say, and you talked about how great life can be on the road and how freeing it is. So we decided, let's go ahead and do that. In fact, the reason we're in Quartzsite is because of you, Bob. And we decided we were going to travel down here and stay here for a while. And we loved it so much that we've come back for the last, 3 years now? 3 seasons?
Yep.
So you do have a bit of an unusual setup in that you have both a nice Class B and a beautiful cargo trailer.
So for our RV, we mainly use that as the bedrooms. But for the living room area, so where we kind of relax, watch TV, and just kind of chill for the day, we spend our time in our utility trailer.
It's nice too, so if we are somewhere that we don't want to take the trailer and we want to go off for a week or something in just the van, it's set up so that we can do that. It does have the kitchen and bathroom and everything in there.
Well, why don't we real quick take a look inside the van, because that's kind of a secondary to the story, but important.
All right.
And then we'll take a look at the main star of the show.
Okay, sounds good.
Let's do that.
All right.
All right.
So this is a 2010 Road Trek, and we bought it used. It is pretty much a standard RV. There was one modification though that was made prior to us owning this vehicle, and that is this dresser. So in a typical RV, you'd have a seat here.
Yes.
Well, whoever owned it before removed the seat and put this dresser in here, and thank goodness they did, because that gives us a lot more storage.
Yes.
In this area. So for clothes and stuff like that. Got our bathroom right here, shower combo, right? Just like a typical RV. Our little sink right here, stove, refrigerator, microwave, everything you need so that when we take off with the van and leave the trailer behind, we've got everything we need to actually live.
Well, let's take a look around at the rest of the compound.
All right.
All right. So this is a 20-foot aluminum trailer. So it's lightweight, and we needed it lightweight so that we could pull it with the Mercedes van. So we couldn't have anything that was very heavy. So we went with all aluminum.
20 by 8 foot. And I love that we can take our kayaks with us. They're up top, and we have storage up top as well for some of the other things that we take with us. We have a camera on the outside. We like to watch out here. We're watching coyotes every night, so that's kind of cool.
So this is the ramp to the back of the trailer. And what we've done is we've actually just put jack stands down there, and it creates like a deck. So we can put chairs out there. We can put our table out there. We can eat on the deck area and use that space as part of our living space as well.
Right. Let's go inside and see the big reveal.
All right. Come on in.
So all I got to say is, wow. And that is probably the impression everyone gives you when they walk in here.
We do hear that a lot. Yeah.
So tell us about it. You built it all yourself?
So we bought this trailer. It was used. And when we bought it, it had the little kitchen area already in there. August of last year, I had, after 30 years of working in corporate America, my company eliminated my position. So after they eliminated my position, I told Julie, let's work on that trailer. So when we originally got it, it just had plain walls in here. There was no insulation. So out here in the desert, it turned into an oven, basically.
Yeah,
couldn't stand to be in here. So August of last year, I ripped everything out, all the walls. I redid the electrical. I insulated everything, and then remodeled the interior walls.
Wow.
So this is paneling. This is just lightweight paneling that's put on the walls. It looks really realistic here, right?
I would have
like wood.
assumed it was pallets.
Yeah.
No, it's paneling.
This is just paneling. But
And-
yeah, it looks very real.
Yeah.
But we wanted to go with lightweight for sure.
Yeah.
And that's what we did as well with the brick. The brick looks like brick, but it's not. It's actually a foam. So it's super lightweight.
And then the ceiling we got off from Amazon. This is, it looks like a tin ceiling, but it's actually plastic. So extremely lightweight, but it really makes, it puts a finishing touch, I think, on our build out.
It makes the place pop.
Yeah.
Really does.
And I wanted it to be, this is our home, so I wanted it to be home. And so we brought a little bit of sentimental things with us. This was my great-grandparents. I'd had it for years. Never had a place to hang it. I thought it was pretty cool. Some of these things are my mom's. Most things we pack away when we leave. We have storage in here and in here. And so I'll pack things away. A lot of it is glued down. If it's something that wasn't sentimental and if it breaks someday, it's not going to break my heart, I just glued it down, or I used a museum putty on it so that it could just be in place so I didn't have to pack as much. But most of the things that mean anything to my heart are packed away in one of these cabinets when we roll.
Also
this is just a
something
cabinet that
sentimental.
we keep like our pencils and books and papers and things like that in. We didn't plan on putting these shelves here, but it was a last minute thing. We thought we would. And those are mostly things that I just kind of glue down just so it looks cool. And we have tons of storage in this as well. But all these suitcases are storage. And I was a photographer for many, many years, and I used suitcases a lot. And I don't know, I've always been drawn to them. So I thought it would be cool to incorporate them in our home build. This look and this style is something that I absolutely love, but I would never have been able to afford it in a home, in a large space. But being that this is 8 by 20, it was affordable for us. So
Right.
it looks cool, it looks expensive, and I just love it. It's just perfect for me.
I don't know if you saw it outside, but we have a side-by-side that we
That's
take
right.
with us.
Mhm.
And we haul that side-by-side right here in the trailer. And the way we do that is this wall right here is foldable. And what we do is we fold it up so it rises up in the air, and we can drive that side-by-side right here into the trailer and haul it with us.
And we chose the side-by-side that was smaller on purpose
Yes.
so that it would fit in here.
So this fireplace actually was in our home. And this is one of the things that we decided to take with us. And it's electric, and it does heat the utility trailer, so it does work. And we thought it was a nice accent. We wanted to take it with us. So we built it in. We built the hearth around it using the foam brick, and then use it as a focal point for our TV.
That's just astonishing.
Thanks, Bob.
It really is astonishing.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So this is the kitchen for the trailer.
Yep, this is the kitchen. This came with, when we bought the trailer, this is the same kitchen. We just decided to repurpose it and use it in this build. So we have water underneath the sink, a little pump in there, and it just drains into a bucket. Over here on this side is our refrigerator. We decided to go with a retro look. So we ended up getting this. And it was funny because when we were building this out, we got the refrigerator, and Julie says, "You know something? I kind of want to build that into the wall. How can we do that?" We built the wall here. We got this set inside, and then we decided let's put some shelving up there. So we built that in. So a lot of the build was kind of like on the fly. Like we'd get done with something, then we'd look it all over and decide, okay, well, what do we want to do next? You know, how do we want to make the next thing? And this is what we came up here was this refrigerator built into the wall.
So every time that I had a vision, which I thought was far-fetched, I would mention it to him. I'm like, oh, no, we probably can't do this. But I would tell him, and he said, let's do it. And so everything in this is things that I didn't really think we could do, or I didn't imagine we could even make happen. And he was this like, let's do it. We're going to make it happen. And we're going to do this. And
That's probably the benefit of not knowing what you're doing.
Yes, it probably is.
yeah.
Over here, so if you look, this is looks like a door,
Yes, it does.
but it is actually just a curtain.
Oh, how
So
about that? I
this
would
is
never have
curtain.
guessed it.
Yeah. And then back here we have kind of a utility area, and this has got our solar in it.
Right, here's your AC300 and 3 batteries. Boy, that's a lot of batteries.
Actually 4.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sitting on 4. That's impressive. That's a lot of power. And just then it becomes just a storage unit.
Yep, storage. We've got our Iceco cooler back there that we're using as a freezer, deep freeze.
Mm-hmm.
And then our Trelino compost toilet.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so your musical background really shows here.
Yeah. So we're fairly new musicians. Now, we played in bands, I would say. I've been in a band for probably a decade, but I played bass guitar. She played drums in our band, and we decided we wanted to go out on our own. Well, you can't go out and play music with just a bass guitarist and a drummer. So last year, in April, I started learning guitar, and she started learning bass, and we quickly put some song lists together, and now we're out gigging and performing in front of many people.
Yep. And our name is the Highway Drifters,
Highway Drifters.
which we thought was pretty cool since we're highway drifting.
And yeah. And that's also the name of your social media. Tell us about that.
So we have a website that is highwaydrifters.net, so you can check us out there. We also have YouTube, which is also the Highway Drifters, and then on Facebook it's the Highway Drifters.
Yes.
So everyone go check out all their social media. Highway Drifters.
Yeah, thank you.
It kind of reminds me of the Cheers bar in 1920.
Yeah.
And if that was what you were going for, you have 100% succeeded.
Yeah.
Because it is that.
Julie and I want to thank you, Bob, because your videos were so inspiring for us to make a transition. And we made this transition by choice. This is something that we didn't really have to do, but it's something we chose to do. And we give you a lot of credit for that, because if it wasn't for you and the things that we've learned from you and thinking about life in a different way based on the things that you've said, we probably wouldn't be here. So we owe a lot of this to you, Bob.
Well, thank you. That is very kind of you. I very much appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So for our solar, so we live completely off the grid. We have a Bluetti AC300 and about just over 12,000 watts of watt hours. So we have plenty of storage. Now the panels, we went with the Bluetti panels. These are 400 watt panels, and I've got 4 of them. So 1,600 watts. And then on top of the utility trailer, I have another 800 watts. So in total, we're at 2,400 watts, which is plenty. Out here in the desert, I'd say by 1 o'clock, it's 100%, and we're good by for the rest of the day. We could run the air conditioning in the van and never have to worry about power. So we use the utility trailer as kind of our power station.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got that power actually powering the van. So I've got a cable here, 30 amp cable, comes out of the utility trailer, feeds the van. So everything is powered by the Bluetti that I have in the utility trailer.
That's nice. Yeah, that AC300 is a good one because it can do that. It can you can buy it and run your whole area.
Yep. So this is the kitchen. Yeah. So we wanted to have everything outside, and we went with the I believe it's called the Nomad package, and it has the sink, the pump, and it also has the shower. So it's a tankless hot water heater, and heats the water instantly. So it's on demand. So when we turn that on, I've got hot water to do dishes, and I've got hot water to take a shower.
We do have a kitchen in the trailer. We also have a small one in the van, but this is just so much more room, and we enjoy being able to stand in here and cook and then just sit down at the table, and we actually love being outside.
Yeah, and then we have a little dining area here.
Yep.
So after we make dinner, we'll sit down there, get a bite to eat.
And you even have your washer dryer.
We do, yeah. This thing is great for a nomadic life.
I have one and we love it.
Yep.
It's a different brand name, but it's essentially exactly the same. Roland and Julie, thank you so much for sharing your home with us. It's the best I've ever seen.
Thank you.
I've said that many times, but I hadn't seen this one yet. And so it really is the best, most beautiful place I've ever seen. So folks, I know you've gotten dozens and dozens of great ideas here. And if you did, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you on the next video. Bye now.
Bye.